in my piano lesson the other day, my piano teacher called me out for having flared pinkies, and it's a symptom of having bad finger independence and poor relaxation in your muscles. Basically, it's just I developed a bad habit early on in my playing, probably a couple years ago when I learned my scales, and it stayed with me for a long time. So unfortunately now I'm reaping the consequences of not forming good habits early on, and it's a lot harder to break a bad habit than it is to start a good one. So, but here I am, and now I'm trying to break the bad habit. So I'll demonstrate the bad habit, and then I'll demonstrate an exercise that's going to help me break it. So bad habit is I'll just play scale through, and you'll be able to see how my hand doesn't really stay relaxed as I play the scale. You'll see, especially if I play it fast. I'm gonna grab a metronome, turn this up to 90 BPM. Try to play this 16th notes. What you notice is right here, that position when my pinky kind of flared up like that, that's a bad thing. What you really want, and much slower, I'll demonstrate this slowly so I can control it. That's what you want. That pinky stays nice and relaxed down there, doesn't flare up. That's what you want. Nice, relaxed, smooth hand position all the way across the board. It's like your hand is floating, not mutating as it moves across the piano. All right, to remedy this problem, what my piano teacher recommended is that I do my scales with a penny on the back of my hand and try to prevent it from falling. Now, this is a lot easier said than done. Got a nice shiny penny to look good for the camera. Okay, let's do this. Different keys are going to be much harder. Let's try a tough key for me. Here's E flat. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, if I can go a little faster, let's try it again. Now, the tendency that I have is to want my hand wants to rock. You'll see as at the transition points here, my hand wants to do this weird rocking motion, but instead of moving my hand like this to accommodate for the thumb crossing under, it really should be a smooth motion. And my hand, ideally, is going to end up staying at more or less the same height as it floats across the piano. Check back with me in a month after I've done this for a while, and we'll see if there's any improvement. Okay, here I'm going to show you what my scales look like, 2 octaves at a time with my right hand only from the side, so you can see the vertical positions of my hand as it moves across the piano, and also the curvature of my fingers and the general technique of how they're moving. I'm going to do this, like I said, 2 octaves at a time. I'm going to do it 85 beats per minute with 16 note subdivisions. I previously have been doing, depending on the day, between 75 and 90 BPM. 85 is a good tempo for me and for this exercise. And then following that, I'm going to do the same exact thing at a slower tempo with a penny on top of my hand, and you're going to see a significant difference in the technique, I think. Here we go. 3, 4. last one. Okay, now I'm going to show you all 12 scales. Again, I'm going to take it down to 60 beats per minute, and the catch, I'm going to put this penny, there it is. I'm going to take this penny, I'm going to come into focus there, I'm going to take that penny, I'm going to place it right here on top of my hand. There it is in the back of my hand, and I hope it doesn't fall off. By the way, when you practice the penny, I find that the older pennies are a little slipperier and harder to keep in your hand, so I recommend practicing with an older penny. That way, the adhesion of the new penny doesn't help you cheat. Here we go. Give you a little extra there on the last one, that's for free. I think what you'll notice as I review the video is that when I did the scales more quickly, as I've been practicing them, that my fingers are a little bit more erratic. As I slow it down and force myself with the penny to keep my hand in the same vertical position as I move across the piano, it looks a lot cleaner and there's much less tension in every part of my hand. My fingers, my wrist, my forearm, all around much better. So I know that if I practice doing this 10 minutes a day for a month or so, hopefully I'll be able to break the bad habit of my flared pinky and tension all along my forearm.